What's up, everybody? Welcome to the FYF live show. Happy Friday. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my co-host and friend, John-Luke Garofalo. And joining us today, another one of your favorite Front Yard fam members, Joey Wright. Joey, how you doing today?
I'm good. I feel like I can conquer the world. I done some things I've never done before today. And
Pooped your pants.
Pooped my pants. I kicked JL off the stream. So yeah, everything's going good today.
I think he's just a little fearful because we got around to Fantasy Fortune coming up, and you have historically gotten the better of him in that game.
Yeah, because I cheat.
I knew it. I knew you were cheating this whole time, Joey.
I've never cheated.
Okay, maybe one time I've cheated. Well, guys, before we get into that game, as we mentioned yesterday, free agent news has been slowing down, but there were two signings, both ones that we alluded to on the stream yesterday that I wanted to hit on. Kyler Murray officially signed, or is expected to officially sign with the Minnesota Vikings. I don't know if the contract details have come out yet. Joe, I asked JL his thoughts on this yesterday. But what do you think the outcome is of Kyler Murray signing with the Vikings? Is he the likely starter? Is this an open competition with JJ McCarthy? Who would you expect to take the field more weeks out of this season, JJ or Kyler, assuming health for both?
Assuming health for both, Kyler. I think we've seen Kyler be a top 10 fantasy quarterback in the past. And listen, if he's in the right system and it can work for him and it's a fresh start and everything's moving well for him, I don't think there's any reason that JJ McCarthy steps on the field for one game this year, health permitting. I think Kyler could be the answer there in Minnesota. We'll just see how he looks. I do think it's funny. There's a game called the Tiniest Viking. And I'm just assuming its sales went up tremendously yesterday.
I'm gonna have to look up the Tiniest Viking. The other one that came through, JL, have your thoughts changed at all on that? You seem to be in line with what Joey was saying, but now that it's official, are you still feeling the same way about Kyler there?
Yeah, no, I'm with Joey 100%. I think Kyler is going to win that quarterback competition. JJ McCarthy's got a shot. You know, I haven't seen anything that's been better than what Kyler's put on the field yet, but you know, there's time.
The other one, our friend Jake Trowbridge came in the chat yesterday and alluded to the Rachaad White to the Commanders pipeline being underway, and it is now official. Rachaad White is a Washington Commander. Austin Eckler is still a Washington Commander as well. Whenever we look at that, Joey, is Rachaad White the RB1 in that offense next season, and what does that mean for his fantasy value?
Absolutely. I think, I've been pretty historically down on Rachaad White until last season. And I'd always say, well, he can't run through the tackles. All he can do is catch passes out of the backfield and work out in off the sidelines. That's all he can do. Well, then last year he learned how to run through tackles. I think he absolutely could be a 3-down back with the Commanders. I think he's talented. I think he's improved. His efficiency has improved every single year he's been in the league. This is just another Samaje P. Ryan for me. I don't know, but I'm starting to really love Rachaad White, especially that he's out of such a crowded backfield there in Tampa Bay. You know, he had Bucky Irving basically in front of him and then Sean Tucker behind him. And Sean Tucker was out producing him in a lot of games.
He got in front of him quick.
Yeah, he did. And so I love Rachaad White there in Washington, and hopefully he becomes, I don't know if he can be RB2, but yeah, maybe. I want to see it happen. I'm trying not to get too ahead of myself here.
But you are right. It's not nearly as busy of a backfield. There's Austin Eckler, Bill Krosky Merritt, Jeremy McNichols, and Chase Edmonds sitting on that roster. No names that are as scary as the names that were sitting around him on that Washington Commanders roster. JL, I keep thinking that you are just being so stoic about what we're talking about, but I think you're freezing for moments there. Unless the talk of Rachaad White is completely freezing you in your footsteps. There we go. Now we're good. Whenever you hear Rachaad White, are you in line with Joey? Is this someone that you're excited for fantasy next season?
I feel similar. It feels like a similar situation for him, to be honest. I think Jaden Daniels does open up that offense enough for the running backs to make something happen. But I mean, which Washington running back, and don't say Bill Krosky Merritt, which running back in Washington have you been happy to have on your fantasy team in the last few years?
Jeremy McNichols occasionally. Every once in a while, you could get a good start out of that dude. Maybe this is just me coping because I had to start him in a couple dynasty leagues over the past couple years, but yeah, it hasn't been pretty. We got Craig in the chat stopping by saying this has been a crappy week. If you two and Joey, I guess, can't make it better, no one can.
Yeah. Screw this week, Craig. We don't need this week.
Yeah, we don't need this
we got
week.
each other.
Heck you. Craig, let me know. Would I hit 50, 500 if I win Fortune today? I want to know.
5,500.
Greg for advice when you hit the age of 50. I'm like, I don't. That's mean, man. That's mean to Craig.
I also thought you were asking him for advice whenever you turn 50 as well. And I was like, Joey, also, you got a minute, dude. You got a while to prepare for that.
No reason.
I really don't.
Right now.
The time I turned 44 this year, guys. The clock is ticking. Wow. Yeah.
Craig also said, I really thought this was the Oscars preview show. When is the Oscars? Is that like today?
It's Sunday. It's Sunday. Yeah. Who's Oscar?
Are there any movies, Joey, that you think need to be watched from that list before the Oscars air on Sunday?
One battle after another. If you haven't seen
I've seen that one.
That's the one that Simon hates.
Fantastic.
I don't hate it. It was just it was a lot less fun than the trailer made me think it was going to be. Like I thought it was going to be funny, and it was a little too on the nose sometimes. And Leonardo DiCaprio, I've never seen him be so
beta.
To his credit, purposefully, I'm like, he didn't do anything for how much he did in that movie. He was just kind of running around the whole time, like, and everyone else was doing stuff around him.
We could have a whole conversation about it, but the through line of like all the white people were crazy in one battle after another, and all the people of color and the minorities were the most level-headed and the ones that got the shit done.
And Leo joined that side of the movie
exactly.
As well. He was just running around with his head cut off, dude. He wasn't doing anything. Craig and you said Joseph Wright Sr. is currently 29-30 in fantasy fortune. So this is for that ever so elusive 500 record in fantasy fortune. Scamper stopping by with good afternoon, boys. And JL, you're the only thing standing between Joey and that 500 record. I'm going to pull up the game board. We're going to go ahead and get started after I explain the rules, unless there's any other free agent news that you guys want to hit on before we get rolling.
Nah,
we're still waiting on Kirk Cousins, right?
I mean, who's waiting on him?
No,
I am. I mean, I feel like it's going to matter. I feel like he's going to go somewhere and start probably.
It ain't going to matter.
You don't think so?
It ain't going to matter, brother.
No.
I feel like there's enough teams that want a quarterback that Kirk Cousins, maybe not week one. He's going to end up starting at some point this season, though. Jay Label stopping by with the 5883 says, hi, all. What's up, Jay Label? Glad to have you in here. For those of you who have not joined us for this game before, and for those of you playing, because it has been a minute, the game we're playing today is Fantasy Fortune. It's our take on Wheel of Fortune, but we got rid of that pesky wheel, got rid of Steve Harvey, and replaced it with me and a lot of NFL trivia. I am going to ask you questions about NFL players or NFL stats. If you get the question right, you are going to get to guess a consonant that appears in that puzzle. For every instance of the consonant that shows up, you are going to get $500 added to your round bank. Now, you can do this up to 3 times in a row before it moves on to the next player. That is question right, consonant right, question right, consonant right. If at any point the answer to the question is wrong or the consonant is not in the puzzle, you are going to get bonked, and we go on to the next player. During your turn, there are other options that you can take as well before a question has been asked. If you would like to buy a vowel and you have at least $500 in your round bank, you let me know which vowel you would like to buy. And for every instance of it that shows up, it will cost $100 per instance, up to a max of $500. You can also choose to solve the puzzle at any time during your turn before a question has been asked. If you get that right, you will bank $1,000 or the amount that you have in your round bank, whichever one is higher, and we will move on to the next round. Now, whoever solves the puzzle will bank all the money that they earned in that round. The other person does not get to bank that money unless they get 3 in a row right, and we move on to the next player. And we'll go like this till we run out of puzzles, run out of time, or run out of patience for my bullshit, at which point the person with the most money will be our champion today. Are y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
We had a question from Jay Label, said, could A.J. Brown join the Rams?
Yeah, I suppose so.
I know there's rumors going around that they've got interest in him, but
dude, A.J. Brown, Devontae Adams, Disgusting.
And Puka Nacua.
Oh my God, I forgot about Puka Nacua for a second. That would be crazy.
What was the report of Puka? I forget who signed with him, but he called him and just screamed into the phone. And that's like the second piece of screaming Puka Nacua news we've had recently. There was also the video of him at like a wrestling match, just screaming at the top of his lungs. It's kind of becoming his MO, just Puka screaming. It's possible. Joey, what do you think the likelihood of this is?
19%.
And is the other 81% him staying on the Eagles?
No, that's another 19%. 28% is him going to the Patriots still. All those rumors. I know.
Yeah, I guess it checks out. That would make sense. He'd immediately be the wide receiver one there.
I'm not doing any more math. There's other percentages of other schools. Not schools. He could go back to college. That's 1%.
Hans Amy in here says, happy Friday, fellas. Let's go.
What up, Hans?
And Craig in here said, from first glance, JL is the only person to have played a game at least 30 times to have a record over 500. JL is 19-16 in horse, which is one of the OG games.
Not a real game.
He stopped playing after a while. And the game that created the most strife between JL and I with the thumbnails, because I loved the stupid, dumb cartoon horse that I would put on those at the beginning, and JL did not.
Nobody else did.
Yeah. JL was on the side with the majority opinion, but I did like that dumb
YouTube
horse.
Data.
Did you guys ever think of making a mini game out of horse and calling it pony?
Yes.
I don't know. Sorry.
Well, guys, all those rules that I said, forget
go.
those. This is going to be your toss up. This is going to determine who goes first in the actual round, and whoever gets it gets $500. The name of an NFL player will be the answer to this puzzle.
It's been
Whenever
a while.
You're ready? I'm going to start revealing letters. Say your name when you think you know who it is.
Joey.
Ooh, JL beat you by a fraction of a hair of a toenail. It was so close.
Isaiah
JL,
Pacheco.
who is this?
Isaiah Pacheco.
That is absolutely correct. You are going to earn $500, and you get to go first. Mr. Pacheco has recently signed with the Detroit Lions after David Montgomery departed there. JL, do you think this is a Knuckles and Sonic 2.0? Is he going to split carries with Jahmyr Gibbs, or is this Diet Sonic? Is he not going to get kind of the work that David Montgomery got there, and it's not going to look as good? Maybe not two high-level fantasy options.
No, I think it'll work similarly. I mean, David Montgomery was a different kind of runner than Isaiah Pacheco, but I don't think that matters as much as having two different types of runners on the team, or just two dynamic runners on the team. I'm sure he's going to get mixed in. I don't know if the ratio is going to be the exact same as David Montgomery, but I bet you it'll be something similar, if not maybe a little bit less, until they see some sort of results from him. But I like the move. I don't know that they're going to pop off like a Sonic and Knuckles 2.0, but I like the move still.
David Montgomery, so close, Mr. Scampers. The right roll, almost got it.
So good.
Joey, are you drafting Isaiah Pacheco in fantasy next year with this landing spot in Detroit? Is it an up arrow or a down arrow from him being in Kansas City?
Oh, it's a big down arrow for me.
Yeah.
I would only draft Pacheco if I drafted Jahmyr Gibbs, because I feel like that's the only way he can become somewhat fantasy relevant is if Jahmyr Gibbs goes down. And I don't want that to happen, and I'm not wishing that to happen. But I think we saw Dan Campbell really shift away from using a 50-50 split, and it was a lot more in Gibbs' favor. And Isaiah Pacheco is not like JL said, he's a step down from Montgomery. Small step down, but I don't see Pacheco factoring too much into my fantasy season next year.
He's angrier. But I like the point you brought up, Joey. There are some high-value backups. Not all backups are made the same. But Isaiah Pacheco probably is going to slot into that high-value backup role where if Gibbs goes down, Pacheco probably just steps in as the main guy there on that offense. All right. Well, you got that one right. We are going to go on to our next puzzle. JL, you get to go first in this one, and we've got the classic category, NFL player movie mashup. Think, dude, where's my Derek Carr or something along those lines. It could be a lot more obtuse, shoving the player name in with the movie, but it could be that smooth as well. I got the hiccups
all the time.
And JL, are you ready for your first question?
I'm ready.
What I would like to know is which of these free agents signed a contract with a higher AAV, that is average annual value. So which of these free agents signed a contract this offseason?
God,
It's fancy letters, but it's just who
Yeah,
signed the
thanks.
bigger contract. Who's making more money next year? Is it Rashid Shaheed or is it Jalen Naylor?
Rashid Shaheed.
Rashid Shaheed is correct, though Jalen Naylor signed a pretty big old contract. John Luke, how much, which continent would you like?
Oh, and out of the chat, Joe. Give me
Oh,
an
I
R.
don't even have access to the chat anymore because
Good.
I don't have access to the StreamYard. So,
Good. Give me an R.
An R. I got to tell you how much the letters are worth. There is one R in this puzzle. John Luke, that's going to earn you $500. Would you like another question? Would you like to solve or would you like to buy a vowel?
I would like another question.
Okay, John Luke, what I want to know is which of these teams finished with a better regular season record last season? Which of these teams finished with a better regular season record last season? Was it the Indianapolis Colts or was it the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Steelers.
Steelers are correct at 10-7. The Colts at 8-9. Which letter would you like?
Give me an S.
An S. There is one S in this puzzle, one letter at a time. You're breaking this down. John Luke, this is your third and final question, and that means your last opportunity to buy vowels this turn if you would like to do so. Or you can solve, or we can move on to question number 3.
Give me question number 3.
Question number 3. John Luke, what I would like to know is which of these players had more PPR fantasy points last season? Which of these players had more PPR fantasy points last season? Was it Kyron Williams or was it DeAndre Swift?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I'll go with Swift.
I'm sorry, John Luke. Kyron Williams with 263,
No!
finishing as the RB9. DeAndre Swift was the RB15 with 228.6, which means, Joe, we are on to you. JL left it open, but didn't give you too much help. Would you like a question? Would you like to solve, or those are your only options?
I want questions.
Okay, which of these players signed a contract with a higher average annual value this offseason? Which of these players signed a contract with a higher average annual value this offseason? Was it Wan'Dale Robinson or was it Chigakonkwo?
Wan'Dale Robinson.
That is correct. $17.5 million to Chigakonkwo's $10 million a year. Which letter would you like?
T.
T?
Bonk.
There is one T in this puzzle. Gonna add 500. Joey, what's your move?
I will be taking another one of those questions.
Okay. My question for you, Joey, is which of these teams finished the season with a better record last year? Which of these teams finished the season with a better record? Was it the Philadelphia Eagles or was it the Minnesota Vikings?
Oh, the Eagles.
Eagles 11-6, but the Vikings 9-8, not too far behind them. Which letter would you like?
I thought the Vikings were a lot worse than that. I will take an N.
An N. There's one N in this puzzle.
We're
really getting this one fast.
We're going about it a long way, JL.
Would you like to buy a vowel? Would you like to solve, or would you like your third and final question?
I want to take a third and final question.
Okay, Joey, which of these players finished the season with more PPR fantasy points? Which of the players finished the season with the more PPR fantasy points? Was it Breece Hall or was it Javonte Williams?
Breece Hall or Javonte Williams. I'm going to go. I think Javonte had a good season last year.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct. Javonte at RB12, Hall at RB19, separated by about 40 PPR fantasy points. Joey, get this consonant right, you will bank this money.
I'm going to buy an L.
Or you can just have it. I'll pay you if it's up there.
Woo.
There is one L. Going to bring you to 1,500. And Joey, you get to bank that money. Which means, John Luke, we are on to you.
I didn't give you a chance
give
to
him
guess.
time?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. You get 5 seconds to try to solve. Which means, John Luke, it is your turn. Would you like a question? Would you like to solve?
I would like to solve.
You're going to solve this?
Yes.
Okay, tell me what it is.
Patrick Mahomes alone.
This is Patrick
Wow.
Mahomes alone, John Luke. which means you are going to bank $1,000. I forgot to add it back after we banked Joey's money, bringing you up to a total of 1,500, tying Joey's score. Nice job, my friend.
Nice Joey scored. Joey just scored that 1,500. I was ahead of him before that.
I know, but then you did tie up with him. I said no lies here, my friend.
We just bought the Home Alone house Lego. It's going to be our holiday centerpiece.
They make a Lego set of the home. I have no idea what the Home Alone outside house looks like.
You don't know what the Home Alone house looks like?
I just know what the basement looks like.
Does it have all the traps included, Joey?
Yes.
Like you build all the little traps? I bet it does.
The little house. It's got the Wet Bandits van. Yeah. I've only looked at the box.
The chat is impressed. And by that, I mean, at least Craig, he says, damn, boy.
Damn, boy.
Patrick Mahomes, I feel like constantly gets drafted as one of the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks. Last year, he was the QB 11. In 2024, he was the QB 11. In 2023, he was the QB 8. JL, whenever you're looking at Patrick Mahomes going into next season, is that a player you're ever drafting?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's had a down year last year, down year the year before, but he's Patrick Mahomes, and he's going to be great. And this year, I expect them to take a step up on that offense. It doesn't feel like they're just kind of acquiescing like they did last year. So I'm absolutely drafting Patrick Mahomes. I think he's a top 6 quarterback.
Maybe the vibe around him finally pushes his ADP down a little bit more, and he becomes a value. Joey, do you feel similarly about Mr. Mahomes?
Yeah, I mean, I've got him kind of in that tier with like the QB 8 to QB like 13. Now, if the Chiefs go out and they use a high value draft pick on a wide receiver, which, listen, Patrick Mahomes deserves a good wide receiver, I'll be a lot more excited about him. But as for now, he's the kind of guy that if I get him late at good value, I'll draft another quarterback and play the matchups.
All right, well, guys, we're going to move on to our next puzzle here. It is a tie game after a toss-up in one round. This puzzle is new teammates. This is going to be players that are now on the same team following NFL free agency. JL, you got that last one right, which means you get to go first. Is that how it works?
Yeah. No.
I think no.
Yeah. That's how it works.
Okay. I couldn't remember. Joey, do you remember how that works?
I don't remember.
Okay, JL, you get to go first. That's how it works. Sure. Now.
Ooh, new rule.
I almost said something.
Or it could be the old word.
I almost called you guys a mean name. JL, would you like a question or would you like to solve this puzzle?
I would like a question.
Okay, JL, what I would like to know is which of these players signed a contract where they're making more money next season than the other? Which of these players is making more money next season than the other? Is it Kenneth Walker or is it J.K. Dobbins?
Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker is correct. $14.3 million per year compared to J.K. Dobbins. 8. Which letter would you like?
Let's go with an N.
An N. There are 2 N's in this puzzle. Going to earn you $1,000.
P-Ron. Could be P-Ron, Joey.
Would you like a question? Would you like to solve?
No, I couldn't.
Or would you like
I would like another question.
Okay, John Luke, what I would like to know is which of these players has more targets since the 2020 season? Which of these players has more targets since the 2020 season? Is it DK Metcalf or is it Justin Jefferson?
Justin Jefferson.
That is correct. Which letter would you like?
Let's go with an S.
An S. There are 2 S's. You know, last time it was all onesies. This time it looks like it's all twosies. So would you like to buy a vowel? Would you like a question or would you like to solve this puzzle?
Let's go with let's buy an O. Let's get crazy up in here.
Okay. There's 1 O that's going to subtract $100. Would you like to buy another vowel? Would you like another question? Or would you like to solve?
Buy an A.
Buy an A. There is 1 A going to subtract another 100.
Let's get an E.
An E. There are 4 in this puzzle. Going to subtract 1, 2, 3, 4 from your score. Would you like a question? Would you like to solve or would you like to buy another vowel?
I would like to solve. This is Travis Etienne and Tyler Shuck.
That is correct. Travis Etienne and Tyler Shuck. Joey didn't even get to play, and now I am remembering the rule. When you solve the puzzle, the other person goes first. That way everyone gets to play. But that being said, I said the rule the other way that time, so that's what it is.
Uno reverse.
Yep.
John Luke, you banked that and you got that.
It's
money.
fine. The next time that this happened, this will probably happen during this game. Is Joey's going to get one right, and then just give him.
Yeah, we'll just swap
100%.
For real. I'm glad you recommended that, JL. What a equitable solution you got there. We've talked a lot about Travis Etienne and Tyler Schauf, my favorite player, so far this offseason. It's
pronounced Shu.
Tyler Schauf, like tough. JL, I think we've both said that Travis Etienne might be a little bit disappointing in that New Orleans offense. Joey, I'm curious what your thoughts are on Etienne moving from the Jags to New Orleans. Arrow up or arrow down for fantasy?
It's an arrow. Good.
Are you all in on Travis Etienne?
It's an arrow to the west, and it's only on down Highway 10. That's all you need to do to get to Jacksonville from New Orleans. The ease that he will have moving his U-Haul truck down the road, I think will pay in dividends to him having a pretty decent time there in New Orleans. He's an RB2. He doesn't move into RB1 territory by any means, but if he gets the work that Alvin Kamara gets, because I think Kamara is going to go elsewhere, I think he'll be serviceable, but I'm not expecting this to be his breakout by any means.
It is an awful drive on I-10. That road is just miserable. It's always boring, always bad. You go through a million little towns where there's police officers just trying to get you and they'll lie about the speed you were going. Shout out Jennings, Louisiana, you bastards. Got my ass.
And you go through one horrible, horrific town that's not so small. It should be small. It should be wiped off the map. Of Tallahassee, Florida.
Tallahassee. I was gonna pick the wrong T town, the wrong T Florida town. Craig went and checked for us and said confirmed. The one who did not solve it is supposed to start the next puzzle. Thank you, Craig. As soon as we did it, as soon as JL went back to back, I was like, yeah, something feels off here. But JL, you are up 2,900 to 1,500.
I'll be playing the rest of this game under protest.
Joey, you are up next. Are you ready?
No, I'm not. It's JL's turn. This is how we're playing the game this time.
No, we are not. We are switching it. Joey, you're up first. Fantasy team name. This is going to be something that you may name your team. It's varying degrees of quality. Would you like a question or would you like to solve?
I would like a question. I can't solve this, you silly goose.
Hey, sometimes it happens. Joey, which of these players, which of these former free agents signed a contract worth more annual money this offseason? Is it Mike Evans, or is it Romeo Doubs?
Oh, Romeo Doubs got paid. Mike Evans got 20 million. I'm going to go Romeo.
You are correct. Nice pull, Joey. Romeo Doubs, and that one was a little closer than the previous ones. 17 million to Mike Evans, roughly 14 million a year. Which letter would you like?
Real quick. There was no team offering Mike Evans $27 million a year. I just want to put that out there. Like that was not a thing. I would like an R.
An R. There is one R in this puzzle. Going to add 500. Would you like another question? Would you like to solve, or would you like to buy a vowel?
I would like a letter, and that letter will be an A.
Okay, an A. There are 4 A's in this puzzle.
Adirondack.
Subtract $400. Your options are now solve or take a question.
I guess I got to take a question.
Okay. Which of these players had more PPR fantasy points last season? Which of these players had more PPR fantasy points last season? Was it Jalen Waddle or was it Nico Collins?
Nico missed time last year. I'll go Jalen Waddle.
Joey, I need your answer.
I said Jalen Waddle.
Oh, sorry. I didn't hear you. Jalen Waddle is incorrect. Jalen Waddle was
I said Nico Collins. Did you not hear me the first time?
Jalen Waddle was the wide receiver 19. Nico Collins was the wide receiver 9 in 2025, which means, John Luke, we are on to you. Joey populated some A's for you, then passed it off. Do you want to solve? Do you want a question? Or,
yeah, I did.
Or that's it?
I need a question.
Okay. Which of these players has more rushing attempts since the year 2020? Which of these players has more rushing attempts since the 2020 season? Is it the aforementioned Travis Etienne, or is it Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. By less than 100 rushing attempts, Travis Etienne has got him beat, but roughly 100, which means, Joey, we are back to you. Would you like a question or would you like to solve?
Would like a question, please.
Joe, what I want to know is which of these players has more targets since the 2020 NFL season? Which of these players has more targets since the 2020 NFL season? Is it Deebo Samuel or is it Deontay Johnson?
What are you pulling Deontay Johnson out of nowhere for? God, I'm gonna go with Deebo.
I'm sorry, Joey. By about 100 targets, it is Deontay Johnson, despite not playing in 2025, which means, John Luke, we are back to you. Before we, and now we'll answer this question. I see your question in the chat. We'll answer it after this puzzle. JL, what would you like to do? Would you like a question or would you like to solve?
Another question.
Okay. Which of these players scored more PPR fantasy points last season? Which of these players scored more PPR fantasy points last season? Was it Michael Pittman Jr. or was it Tet McMillan?
Pittman.
I'm sorry, it was McMillan, the wide receiver 15, Michael Pittman, the wide receiver 26, which means, Joey, we are back to you.
I'm ready to get him.
Okay, Joey, which of these players scored more PPR fantasy points last season? Which of these players scored more PPR fantasy points last season? Was it Devonta Smith or was it Rome Odunze?
Rome Odunze had a good part of the season, but I'm going to go Devonta Smith.
The 4 games or 5 games Rome missed at the end of the year cut him off. Points per game, he would have had him beat, but Devonta Smith is correct. Which letter would you like,
right.
Joe?
Okay. T.
T. No T's in this puzzle, which means we are on to John Luke.
Question me.
Dynasty Dave said a wild Joey appears. Indeed, he does.
I'm always wild. What are you talking about?
John Luke, which of these players has more targets since the 2020 season? Which of these players has more targets? Is it Keenan Allen or is it Jacoby Myers?
Since what season?
The 2020 season.
Keenan Allen?
Keenan Allen is correct by 130 targets. Which letter would you like?
Per year.
Let's go with an L.
An L. There is one L in this puzzle. You can now buy a vowel, take another question, or solve this puzzle.
Oh, let's get I'll take another question.
Okay, my question for you is which of these players scored more PPR fantasy points last season? Which of these players scored more PPR fantasy points last season? Was it Kyle Pitts Sr. or was it Colston Loveland?
Ooh, Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts is correct. The tight end 3 to Colston Loveland's tight end 9. Which letter would you like?
Let's go with an N.
An N. There are no N's in this puzzle, which means, Joey, we are on to you. Question or solve?
Question.
I failed the RSTLNE rule on this one. Joey, which of these players scored more PPR fantasy points last season? Which of these players scored more PPR fantasy points? Was it Harold Fannin Jr. or was it Jawan Johnson?
Harold Fannin Jr.
That is correct. Number 6 to number 12 in the tight end rankings. Which letter would you like?
I want a C.
A C. There is one C.
I want to see what other letters that I could have picked instead of that. Sorry.
Joey, would you like to solve? Would you like to buy a vowel or would you like to take another
Simon,
question?
I don't know what's in your head on this one. It's probably after Pokemon.
I just keep thinking abracadabra.
Buy an E.
An E. There's one E in
God.
this puzzle. You can buy another vowel, you can take another question, or you can solve.
I'm going to take a question.
Okay, what I would like to know, Joey, is which of these players has more rushing attempts since the 2020 NFL season? Which of these players has more rushing attempts since the 2020 NFL season? Is it David Montgomery or is it Nick Chubb?
David Montgomery.
David Montgomery is correct. Which letter would you like?
Let's do a H.
H. There are no H's in this puzzle.
The worst feeling. Just
which means, John Luke, we are on to you. Would you like a question or would you like to solve?
Damn it, Simon. Let's go with let's go with
you can buy a vowel as well if you'd like.
I'm too afraid to. I'm just gonna get bombed. None of those vowels look like they belong there. Anywhere. Let's take a question.
Okay, my question for you is which of these players scored more PPR fantasy points last season? Was it Devon Achane or was it Ashton Genty?
Achan.
Achane is correct. The RB7 last season. Which letter would you like?
P.
P. There are no P's.
Fuck you, Simon.
Wow.
This is I'm the villain now. Suddenly I'm the villain. When you get questions right and the letters are gone, Joey, it is your turn. Would you like a question, or would you like to solve, or would you like to buy a vowel?
I'm gonna try to help JL get over some of his fears. I'm gonna buy a vowel. I'm gonna
Which
buy
one?
an I.
An I. There are two I's in this puzzle, and that is all the vowels. The other two vowels would have been bonks.
No way I would have gone I. You think I would have went I first? Hell no.
What is this puzzle? I don't think I
Joey,
can pronounce
would you
that
like a
last
question, or would you like to solve this puzzle?
word. I want a question.
Which of these players has more targets since the 2020 NFL season? Which of these players has more targets since the 2020 NFL season? Is it Travis Kelce or is it Mike Evans?
You targets. We're
Targets.
talking since the what season?
2020. So the last 6 seasons.
So they both have had time injured. Oh man, I'm gonna say Mike Evans.
I'm sorry, Joey. It is Travis Kelce. He has 793 to Mike Evans, 658 in that time frame, which means, John Luke, we are on to you. Would you like a question or would you like to solve?
No.
I would like a question.
My question for you is, which of these players has more targets since the 2020 NFL season? Is it Stephon Diggs or is it Cooper Kupp?
Which season? 2020 again?
Mm-hmm.
God, that's so hard. Cup.
I'm sorry. It is Stephon Diggs, number 4 in targets since 2020 with 810. It's Cooper Kupp, 678, which means, Joey, we are back to you. Question or not?
Question.
Okay, my question for you is, which of these players scored more PPR fantasy points last season?
Last season.
Was it Zach Charbonnet or was it David Montgomery?
Zach Charbonnet.
That is correct. The RB20 to David Montgomery's RB27. Give me a letter and we'll see if it's in the puzzle.
You scared me off from taking the S because you're like, I failed the RST rule. I'm still going to take the S because I don't feel like anything else could start that last sentence. I was wrong.
There are 2 S's in this puzzle. Going to add $1,000. Joe, would you like question number 2 or would you like to solve this puzzle?
No idea what this
God.
is.
It's not English.
It's not. I'm going to take a question, man. I don't know.
Okay, my question for you is, which of these players has more targets since the 2020 NFL season? Which of these players has more targets? Is it T. Higgins or is it Garrett Wilson?
Man, I like T. Higgins a lot. T. Higgins
is correct. Garrett Wilson catching up fast, though. He only started in 2022, but T. Higgins got a little bit of a lead. Which letter would you like, Joey?
A D?
A D. There are 2 D's in this puzzle. Going to add $1,000. Joey, you can solve. You can take your third and final question. It is up to you. Dave said the reveal is going to be great. And Craig said, you are great, Dave. Okay, Joey. Do you want your third question?
I got it. I'm gonna solve.
Tell me exactly as it is on the board.
Always a McBridesmaid.
That is correct. Always a McBridesmaid. Trey McBride, the tight end, won last season. And this is me in my home league. Always the second place team. Joey, are you drafting Trey McBride as that elite, clear number 1 tight end next season? Or do you think the gap is closer?
No, it's him. It's Trey. I don't know why. Jacoby Brissett's quarterback. And we saw what he did with Trey McBride last year. I do think Brissett is going to pretty much have his way of the world next year in Arizona. They may take Ty Simpson. I don't know if that's the answer, though. But yeah, Trey McBride's my tight end 1. He was my tight end 1 last year. Brock Bowers, give him a year with Mendoza, and he can move back up into that spot, though.
John Luke, do you feel similarly about McBride? Or he was like leaps and bounds ahead of the number 2 tight end this year, like a solid 60 PPR fantasy points over the season. Do you think we see a similar gap next year?
Yeah, I do think Brock Bowers makes a comeback here without, having a destroyed knee and a terrible offense. He might be able to make a bounce back, but I think it's McBride still.
Man, it looks different up at the top. Trey McBride, Dallas Goedert, Kyle Pitts, Hunter Henry, all before Travis Kelce. That is tight end was stale there for a while, where you could just lock in those same three names up there at the top. It is not so stale anymore. We're going to move on to our next puzzle. Joey solved that one, and because of the way we did it last time, Joey, you are going to get to go first on this next puzzle. Puzzle number 5.
Rich get richer.
This is an NFL quote. So after the dash is the player's name. In between the quotation marks is the quotation. It is from recent NFL news. Joey, would you like a question or would you like to solve?
I would like a question, please.
Okay, my question for you, Joe, is which of these players has more rushing attempts since the 2020 NFL season? Is it Aaron Jones or is it Dalvin Cook?
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones is correct. Which letter would you like?
M as in monster.
JL quit out of protest. M as in monster. There are 2 M's in this puzzle. Going to add $1,000. Would you like to buy a vowel? Would you like another question or would you like to solve?
I'll take an I.
An I. There are 3 I's. Going to subtract 300. Would you like another question? Would you like to buy another vowel or would you like to solve?
I'll buy an E.
Okay, an E. There are 4 E's, meaning you won't be able to buy any more vowels this turn. Would you like to solve or would you like another question?
I'll take a question.
Okay, my question for you is which of these players has more rushing attempts since the 2020 NFL season? Which of these players has more rushing attempts since the 2020 NFL season? Is it Josh Allen or is it Bijan Robinson?
Since 2020. So Josh Allen's got a couple years on Bijan. He does like to run the ball. I'll go Josh Allen.
I'm sorry, it is Bijan Robinson with 805 to Josh Allen 673, which means, Jail, we are on to you. Would you like to solve? Would you like a question or that's all you can do?
I would like to solve.
Okay, let's see what you got.
I'm That Piece by Mike Evans.
I'm That Piece. Mike Evans. He said, I feel like the 49ers were one piece away, and I'm that piece. JL, do you believe this, that he is the missing piece on that 49ers team to bring him to Super Bowl glory?
No.
No, I do not.
I do not. I love Mike Evans, and I think he is going to make that team better, but I don't think he was. I don't think the 49ers haven't made it to the Super Bowl because they didn't have Mike Evans.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine it'll probably only happen for one game, but George Kittle, Mike Evans, and Christian McCaffrey in the red zone, no team is stopping them from scoring. Like if they get within 10 yards, that team is scoring. It'll happen like week 1 and then week 16. Between there, they'll alternate being injured, but like that's going to be crazy for those 2 weeks.
You know, like in every dynasty league, like every dynasty startup draft, there's always one person in the league that goes the old squad, the geriatric squad. This is it. This is the 49ers this year. The geriatric, CMC, George Kittle, Mike Evans, Brock Purdy.
Yeah, Brock Purdy chucking him the ball. He's doing his volunteer work at the old folks' home, bringing him outside to play catch in the red zone. Joey, do you think this elevates them to I mean, it'd be hard to say they weren't Super Bowl contenders given how the season went, but to like more serious Super Bowl contenders?
I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head with the red zone threats. It's like they have 3 of now the best red zone threats in the league all on one team. You know, Simon did not ask me if I thought Mike Evans was a piece, and I was going to say I think he's a piece of something for leaving Tampa Bay. I'm just kidding. I love him. I'll always love him. No, I mean, I think this. I agree with Joe. It doesn't make them like the odds-on favorite to win the Super Bowl. I think it makes them odds-on to try to win it now and not in 3 years. Like they're going all in now to do it, which.
I think it's going to come down to injuries. If this team is healthy come playoff time, they're probably going to be difficult to beat, but they have not been the most lucky team with injuries going forward. Scamper's got this one in the chat with like no letters on the board, said, I'm that piece. Mike Evans, nice job. Darius giving the shout outs to him. Craig thought it was going to be a Max Crosby quote. And then Craig said, JL takes the lead back by $100. What a game.
It's funny. Crosby in there.
Yeah.
And
That
JL,
was a
you
Max
saw
Crosby quote. That'd have been, JL taking it back. That'd have made a lot of sense because it took back the lead. Just like
Joey, it is your turn. Now that we have evened the tides with the mess up of the rules, we're going back to the real rules. Joey, would you like a question or would you like to solve this? The category is same first name. These are 3 last names. These players share a first name.
I will take a question, please, Simon.
Okay, Joey, my question for you is, which of these players scored more PPR fantasy points last season? Which of these players scored more PPR fantasy points last season? Was it Bijan Robinson or was it James Cook III?
Bijan.
Bijan is correct, though it was close. Bijan the RB3, James Cook the RB5. What letter would you like?
R.
R. There are 3 R's in this puzzle. Going to bring 1,500 into your round bank. You can buy a vowel, you can take a question, or you can solve.
Question, please.
Question number 2. Which of these players scored more points in a 4-point per passing touchdown league last season? Which of these players scored more points in a 4-point per passing touchdown league? Was it Bo Nix or was it Justin Herbert?
Justin Herbert.
I am sorry, Joey.
No,
it was Bo Nix, which means, John Luke, we are on to you. Would you like a question or would you like to solve?
I would like a question. These are all their last names, right?
3 last names. They share
names.
the first name. This is their mother's maiden names, but they currently share a first name. John Luke, which of these players scored more points in a 4-point per passing touchdown league last season? Which of these players scored more points in a 4-point per passing touchdown league? Was it Sam Darnold or was it Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts is correct. Which letter would you like?
God, let's go with a T.
A T. There is 1 T
Got
in this
one.
puzzle. Going to add 500. You can buy a vowel. You can take another question, or you can solve this puzzle.
So stupid. I'll take another question.
Which of these players signed a contract making more money next season, a higher average annual value? Is it Kenny Pickett or is it Gardner Minshew?
Minshew.
I'm sorry, it is Kenny Pickett with the Panthers.
You played into my emotions with that one. You knew I'd pick Minshew.
You just loved him too much. You had to pick Minshew.
I mean, why wouldn't you pay more for Minshew? Doesn't make any sense.
He doesn't require it. He lives cheap. He lives in his van.
He lives off the grid.
Yeah, he just doesn't need it. Joey, that means we're on to you. Would you like a question or would you like to solve or would you like to buy a vowel?
I have 2 of the names. I need to. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I want to buy an E.
An E. There are 5 E's in this puzzle. A whole bunch of them, bringing you down to 1,000. Would you like to buy another vowel? Would you like your first question or would you like to solve?
I'll buy an O.
An O. There is 1 O in this puzzle.
Okay.
Your options remain the same.
Question, please.
Okay, Joey, which of these players signed a contract worth more next season? Which of these players signed a contract worth more money next season? Is it Marcus Mariota or is it Case Keenum?
I don't even know if Case Keenum signed a contract. I know Marcus Mariota did, so I'm going to say Marcus Mariota.
They were awfully close. Case Keenum re-signed with the Bears, but you are correct. Joey, which letter would you like?
Let's take an N.
An N. There is 1 N in this puzzle. Going to add 500. Would you like question number 2? Would you like to buy another vowel or would you like to solve?
Question 2, because I don't trust the vowels like JL.
Okay, Joey, what I want to know is which of these teams finished with a better record last season? Which of these teams finished with a better record last season? Was it the San Francisco 49ers or was it the Chicago Bears?
Chicago Bears.
I'm sorry. The Chicago Bears finished with an 11-6 record. The San Francisco 49ers are one of 3 teams with at least 12 wins in the NFC West, sitting at 12-5, which means, John Luke, we are on to you. Question or solve? Or solve. Do you have enough money for a vowel?
No.
Oh, JL said solve. What's it going to be?
I'm just trying to think. Is it the last one?
We got one more.
All right, I'll still solve. Jefferson, Herbert, and Fields.
Jefferson, Herbert, Fields is correct. The squad of Justin's,
you,
John
Joey,
Luke.
That was Jefferson on the top?
Yeah, what'd you think it was?
Oh, man.
Who did you think?
No, I knew that. I was Fields is the one I didn't have.
Good one. You got me. I was like, what the hell other name would have fit up there besides Jefferson?
I don't know.
I thought it was Beberbone. That was the best I could come up with. Sorry.
Oh,
guys.
if I would have gone the F route and taken the points, I probably would have gotten it. But I went the N, so I felt like that was more common. Joey, you played yourself.
Okay, JL, that's going to mean you take a lead going into one more round. But Joey, you get to go first in our last puzzle. Are you ready?
JL dropped out. I win by default. Winner.
Our last puzzle is rhyme time. This would be something like drinking a soda with Marcus Mariota or going to France with Trey Lance, something along those lines. Joey, you are up. Would you like a question or would you like to solve?
I would like to go to France with Trey Lance. I would like a question, please.
You just be crying the whole time.
Which of these teams finished with a better record last season? Which of these teams finished with a better record last season? Was it the Detroit Lions or was it the Atlanta Falcons?
The Lions.
By one win, 9-8 to the Falcons, 8-9. Which letter would you like?
Give me an N.
An N. There are 3 N's in this puzzle. Going to add 1,500. Do you want to buy a vowel? Do you want to take a question or do you want to solve?
I want to take an I. Buy an I.
Buy an I. There are 2 I's in this puzzle. You really like that first word.
Really into 9 Inch Nails.
I'm pretty sure those are the lyrics to Can't Stop by the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I thought that was a Gavin DeGraw song.
Big 9 Inch Nails fan.
I do love 9 Inch Nails.
Shout out
I was told
Trent
not to go see them in concert, though. Yeah. All right. A question, please.
Okay, Joey, my question for you is which of these players has more targets since the 2020 NFL season? Which of these players has more targets since the 2020 NFL season? Is it Tyler Lockett or is it Christian Kirk?
Tyler Lockett.
That is correct. I thought that one was tricky, but you got it right. Which letter would you want?
A G. I want a G.
There's 1 G in this puzzle. Going to add 500. Would you like to buy a vowel? This is going into your third and final question. Would you like to solve or do you want to take question number 3?
I want to take a question number 3.
Craig said rubbing one out with Jordan Stout. Damn it, Craig. You're not supposed to put the answer in the chat.
Craig.
I had to put that up. Joey, you're taking question number 3.
You ready, bro?
Which of these players has more rushing attempts since the 2020 season? Which of these players has more rushing attempts? Is it Isaiah Pacheco or is it Rashad White?
Rushing attempts?
Rushing attempts.
2020? I'll still say Pacheco.
I'm sorry. It is Rashad White. They both started in 2022, but Rashad White, I think, was a lead back a little longer, which means, John Luke, we are on to you. Would you like a question or would you like to solve?
Question me.
Where were you on the night of September 22nd, 1997?
At your house.
Oh, no. John Luke, which of these players had more rushing attempts since the 2020 season? Which of these players has more rushing attempts since the 2020 season?
Love that season.
Is it Chuba Hubbard or is it Miles Sanders?
I don't even know how to answer this.
I'd recommend one of the 2 names I said.
Got him.
Okay, well, if I have to, then Chuba Hubbard.
That is correct.
Is it? Okay.
That is correct, John Luke, with over 130 more carries in that time frame.
Really? Good
Which
job.
letter would you like?
I don't even know whether I'm impressed or not impressed by that stat. Let's go with an N that's already been taken. So I'll take an S.
An S. There are no S's in this very long puzzle. Which means, Joey, we are on to you. Great job on that tough question, though, JL. Joey, which of these players has more targets?
I want to buy a vowel, you silly goose.
Okay.
Talking to me.
I hadn't gotten into the question yet, so you're good to go.
I want to buy an A.
A, final answer?
Yep.
There are 2 A's in this puzzle. Going to subtract 200. What's your next move?
My next move is to get a bottle of wine for my wife. No, I will take a question, please.
Okay, my question for you is now, which one of these players has more targets since the 2020 NFL season? Which of these players has more targets since the 2020 NFL season? Is it DeAndre Hopkins or is it Drake London?
Targets since the 2020 season.
Correct.
Hopkins.
That is correct. Even though he hasn't gotten many the last couple of years, he started out hot in that time frame with a little less than 100 more targets. Which letter would you like?
I will take a R.
R. There are 5 R's in this puzzle. Going to add 2,500 to your round bank. Would you like to buy a vowel? Would you like a question, or would you like to solve?
I'll take another question.
Okay. Here is your second question. Which of these players scored more PPR, or which of these players scored more points in a 4-point per passing touchdown league last season? And sorry about the hiccups there. Kicking my butt today. Was it Matthew Stafford or was it Caleb Williams?
What was the stat?
More points in a 4-point per passing touchdown league. Matthew Stafford or Caleb Williams?
Stafford.
That is correct. They were only separated by 30 points. Those
really
two.
Good for Caleb.
Caleb was right up there. What letter would you like?
We'll go with a T.
A T. There is 1 T in this puzzle. Going to add 500. Joey, this is your last opportunity to buy vowels this round if you would like to do so.
Let me buy an O. Number 3. Let me buy an O.
Oh, there are 3 O's. 1, 2, 3. Would you like to buy another vowel? Would you like another question? Would you like to solve?
I would like a question. What is that?
Okay, Joey, what I would like to know is which of these players scored more PPR fantasy points last season? Was it Chris Olave or was it Cortland Sutton?
Last season between Olave and Sutton. Sutton.
I'm sorry, Joey. It was Chris Olave, the wide receiver 6 in 2025. Leaving all that money on the board. And we are on to JL. Would you like to solve or would you like a question?
I'm going to need another question.
Which of these players scored more PPR fantasy points last season? Was it Jackson Smith and Jigba or was it George Pickens?
I don't know. Pickens.
I'm sorry. The wide receiver 2 on the season by about 50 points over Pickens. Jackson Smith and Jigba is the correct answer, which means, Joey, we are back to you. Would you like a question or would you like to solve?
I want to buy
a vowel.
I want to buy an E.
Okay. There are 3 E's in this puzzle. Would you like to buy the last vowel? Would you like to take your first question or would you like to solve?
You would have told me if there was no more vowels. It would have come up. So I'm going to take the U as well.
Okay. There are 2 U's. Bringing you down to 3,800. Would you like a question or would you like to solve?
Question.
Okay. My question for you, Joey, is which of these players scored more PPR fantasy points last season? Which of these players scored more PPR fantasy points last season? Was it Saquon Barkley or was it Chase Brown?
Fantasy points last season between Barkley and Brown?
PPR.
Chase Brown.
That is correct, Joey. The RB10 to the RB13. Which letter would you like?
Very excited. I would like a Y.
There are 3 Y's in this puzzle, adding 1,500. Question number 2 or solve?
Oh my God. I would have to take a question.
Okay. Which of these players has more rushing attempts since the 2020 NFL season? Which of these players has more rushing attempts since the 2020 NFL season? Is it Justin Fields or is it Rico Dowdle?
He had a good year in Dallas, good year in Carolina. I'm going to go Rico Dowdle because I feel like he was on the field more.
That is correct. Nice job, Joey. Which letter would you like?
An M.
An M. There are 2 M's in this puzzle, adding $1,000. It's your third question. Would you like a question or would you like to solve?
Question.
Okay, Joey, my question for you is which of these players has more targets since the 2020 NFL season? Which of these players has more targets since the 2020 NFL season? Is it Brandon Ayuk or is it Brandon Cooks?
Oh, God, you're such a jerk. Brandon Cooks.
Brandon Cooks is correct. Nice job, Joey. If this letter's up there, you'll bank all this money. Which letter would you like?
I'll take the L.
There is 1 L in this puzzle. And add 500. You get 5 seconds to solve.
Something Kyler Murray to rehome a furry?
Joey, that is incorrect, but you're going to
Okay.
bank all of that money, which means John Luke, it is your turn. Would you like to
Already
solve
lost.
or would you like a question?
I've already lost. I don't think I can win, but I'll take a question.
Okay, my question for you is which of these teams finished the season with a better record last season? Which of these teams finished the season with a better record? Was it the Pittsburgh Steelers or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
The Steelers.
Steelers at 10-7 won their division. The Buccaneers at 8-9 almost did. Which question would you like, or which letter would you like?
C.
A C. There are 3 C's in this puzzle. Going to add 1,500 to your score. Would you like another question, or would you like to solve?
Oh.
I don't think. I think either way I lose, so I'll just solve it. Convincing Kyler Murray to become a furry.
That is correct. Convincing Kyler Murray to become a furry. Joe, you are awfully close with your guess right there, Joe. You're going to bank 1,500, but unfortunately, Joey pulled away on that last puzzle and is going to be the winner of today's game of Fantasy Fortune. Congratulations on the 500 record, and I apologize for the pain endured during that game.
That was hard. I thought, but I just want a PSA for my 500 win here. If you can rehome a furry, go ahead and rehome one. You know, they're out there, they're looking for their homes. Let's rehome some furries.
Scamper's in here getting that one right. Convincing Kyler Murray to become a furry. Dave liked that puzzle. Leteri said, what a puzzle to close the show. And before we go, I want to ask both of you a very important question. JL, if you did manage to convince Kyler Murray to become a furry, what animal is Kyler Murray's fursona?
He's definitely prairie dog.
A prairie dog. That's a great answer. Joey, what do you say? What is Kyler Murray's persona?
Meerkat is what. That's what I was thinking. It was Meerkat Manor.
Okay, yeah. That's
you guys are on the
that
same.
Has to be it then. Yeah.
You're on the same wavelength. Meerkat,
Not a
prairie dog.
A meerkat is exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
A little Timon going on in there. Looking kind of cute in that Vikings uniform.
Unbelievably deep voice for his frame.
Craig said he would be a pony, and Ladarius said I heard similar. Craig. Well, guys. Joey ran away. That is going to be it for us today. Any final words from the champion or the not champion before we jump off?
I had told my kids to find their pom-poms because if I won, I wanted them to come on because they're home for spring break and cheer, but they didn't listen to their father. So children, if you're out there watching any of these trivia shows or just hanging out, listen to your parents.
Listen to your parents. A good message to end on. We'll see you guys on Monday. Follow us on Twitter at Front Yard FYF. Check us out on YouTube at Front Yard Fantasy. And we'll see y'all on another time.
Bye-bye.
I cheated.